And hi everyone, this is Don Ames again, and welcome to another Guess What's in the Picture. We'd like to talk a little bit about what we've been discussing in this article, and talk to you about the power bill and the information that we can gather from our power bill that's going to help us save energy. This is a picture of a power bill of a home that I did an audit on the other day, and this is the gas consumption. So we've got average therms per day here along the left side, and we can see we've got at the peak here in December we were using 3.1 therms per day. Now for a gas furnace on a cold winter day, perhaps that's not too bad depending on how big the home is. We can see that in the summertime, July, August, and over here in June, the furnaces were pretty well off, but it ramps up and ramps back down again during the fall, winter, and spring. Up here we have a billing period of July 2011 and July 2010, so we can see that the average daily temperature and the days in the billing cycle. Unfortunately, our therms and our average therms per day are missing here, so we cannot compare on this bill the July 2011 consumption in comparison to the July 2010. But what do we do? What do we look at here if we want to lower this arc so that instead of using 3.1 therms per day or paying for 3.1 therms per day, we only want to use 2.1 therms per day. We want to cut this down and conserve energy and lower our power bill. Well, a couple things we want to think about that will lower this arc and save energy is insulation. Let's start with the attic insulation and then the underfloor insulation, and see maybe we might even need to insulate the walls, and that is going to keep the warm air that the furnace is producing in the house where it's supposed to be. And along with that, of course, we want to air seal everything before we insulate so that our thermal barrier and our air barrier are tight and next to each other. We also want to air seal the heating ducts and to make sure our heating ducts are not leaking the efforts of the furnace out underneath our home or something. And the other thing we can do is perhaps to install a more efficient gas furnace. This particular gas furnace is an 80% efficient gas furnace, and of course today we could have as high as a 95 or 96% efficient gas furnace. So that would be the way that we could save energy and lower our power bill here on the gas consumption. Let's go over now and look at the electric bill that is also with this same house. So we have the gas bill and the electric bill, and look at how flat this is. So our electrical usage is about the same throughout the whole year. It doesn't ramp up and down like that gas bill does. And look up at the top here, we've got a comparison then of July 2010 and July 2011, and we can see what our average cost per day was and our average kilowatt hours per day. So what does this graph represent? What is in here that's keeping this graph so high and costing us so much money? Well, the things that are in here is the water heater, because it's electric and it's ramping up everything all year long. And the other things that are in here are our lighting. Throughout our home, if we have all incandescent lights, that's going to support the higher energy usage. And how about the refrigerator and the freezers and the phantom power, the big time electronics? All those things are in here, keeping the electrical uses high throughout the year. Now I already know that the water heater temperature in this home is set at over 132 degrees, so we can save energy and drop the line all the way throughout the year by lowering our temperature. I also know they have 3 refrigerators and 1 freezer running all the time. 3 of them are in the garage, and they're all old, not a one of them Energy Star, and that's keeping our electrical usage high all the time. I also know that they've only replaced a few of their incandescent lights with CFLs, and that's keeping our energy uses high all the time. So things that we can do is to look at Energy Star appliances and look at using more efficient lighting and taking care of our water heater, and we'll lower our average therms per day. Hey, thanks for coming. This has been Don Ames and another Guess What's in the Picture.